Yeah. How y'all are today? It's your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range. Say, listen, my wife has uh, started a GoFundMe page to help pay my final expenses so that she doesn't have to sell the house and move into a house trailer someplace. Uh, you know, so there's a link to it in my description on this video, and if you can help us out, we'd really appreciate it. All right then. Hey, I got a new gun. I have got a new gun been delivered to me, and it is a gun that I would never buy. This is the blued 6-inch GP100 and 357 Magnum. Now, the reason why I would never buy one of these things is because I carried a 4-inch as a duty gun for 20 years, and I absolutely hated it. It's a boat anchor. That's all there is to it. It has way too much more metal on it than it actually needs to be a duty gun. It's kind of sad. We had L frames too, but by the time I got to issue point, they'd all been snatched up, and I wound up walking around like this all day. Um, it is a fine gun. The GP100 is an excellent revolver for target shooting. It's a good hunter handgun. It can shoot full blast 357 magnums. You know, I've seen guys load up 357 Magnum hand loads using the powder out of mortar increments. And you can't blow one up to save your life. It is a very well made, very heavily made gun, which makes it a poor gun for duty purposes, but a good gun for target and range work. Um, if I had this gun, I'd be out stalking groundhogs around the pasture with it. Okay. Um, it says on there, read instructions before use. Instruction manual available. Uh, Ruger, Newport, Newport NH, North Hollywood. Yeah, North Hollywood. This is on North Hollywood shootout gun. Yeah, that's the ticket. Ruger GP100 357 Magnum, a serial number and the Ruger logo where you normally find it. It has a Hogue monogrip on it, which is logoed to Ruger. That makes it pretty cool. Uh, I hated the old wooden composite grips that used to be on these things, and like that. Let's give it a try. See what it shoots like. I've got a patched up target down there that we just shot with something else, and I'm gonna load it with. Let's go for accuracy. I want to load 158 grain round nose leads. Try those. I'm gonna try and get some accuracy out of it. They typically are a very accurate gun. When I did in service with GP100, once I got used to how the sights were messed up on it, you know, by the time I got out to the 25-yard mark, uh, I was getting with the program. All right, let's try it. Muzzle down to assist in loading. Drops in there. Gravity helps you load the gun. Oops, got too many. I guess I can put one back. All right. It's been dry, buddy, and it's just raising sand with my sinuses. All right. It's the least of my worries, I'll guarantee you. All right, let's go. Here comes the big boss. Let's get it on. Let's get her back here. We can shoot the gun being fired. The purpose of firearms, well, hell, fire. Let's move the camera back a little bit. Oh, there we go. Ba-loom-ba-doo, shoot the gun. All right, let's see. 6 on double, 6 on single. Let's see how this guy shoots. Never shot it before, ain't got no idea. Boy, on camera it looks like a cannon, doesn't it? All right, here we go. Is that a dead bullseye? No, it's right off the bull at 7 o'clock. All right, let's try that again. A little bit more precise trigger control. No, it was at 5 o'clock. Rock around the clock. Shit, let's get good. Better draw down, Alvin. That's a little better. Not too bad. I'm not used to it. I haven't doped out a load for it. Don't exactly know how it shoots. Cold gun. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. All right. Let's ejaculate those. Put some more in it. If I can do anything with it on double action. They're actually, as much as I hated them from the years that I had to carry the heavy things, what happened was the Department of Corrections wound up with many 14s. And in doing so, in order to have the maintenance and spare parts and armorers and all of that stuff through the manufacturer, they had to do other business with them. So at the time they had a new gun out. It was called the GP100. Now if they'd have got security 6s or police service 6s, that would have been a lot better. But no, they got GP100s. The previous gun had a trigger like a staple gun. And this gun is actually a pleasure to shoot. I always enjoyed shooting them, and because they're a good, well-made gun with a nice, smooth action, it was just heavy. What it was they come up with this gun to compete head-to-head with. Their advertisement was more beef than Smith, and they had a GP100 shaped steak laying on a platter. And that was their advertising campaign. More beef than Smith. Boy, that's right too. Let's try the steel tank plate, see if I can hit it on double action. Boy, I ain't having luck today at all. Oh, I hit it that time. Oh yeah, this gun shoots a little low. I think that's the problem. I think we can dope it in, find a round that's good for it, and then zero it to it. Yeah. Let's try the triangle before we run out of shells. Yeah. I'm looking forward to shooting this thing with full blast 357s. We reviewed the 357 Magnum lever action carbine last month, and I shot up all my factory 357s, and now I ain't got nothing to shoot with. That's okay. I'll load me up some full house ones this weekend. Some barn burners. Well, anyway. One more time around. Oh, this is a fun gun to shoot, actually. Got a nice smooth action on double, a nice smooth action on single. Oh, now we're getting there. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. I always got a rough spot somewhere. Nice smooth single. Yeah, that should be it. All right, how much is the Bart gun worth? What's it worth? It's a good question. This is in 100% finish. These guys are like $650 new retail. I think at one time Lipsy's had kind of a sale on them where they had a variation on it. I think they had one with a vent rib out here that was, you know, different gun supply houses order guns with small idiosyncrasies so they can sell them through their business, like Gun South and Lipsy's and so forth, small idiosyncrasies. But the base gun today, because I looked it up, a new one is around $650. It's quite a valuable gun. It's not as expensive as a Python, but you know, it's a fair gun. And like I said, this thing is a hunter handgun. It's a target gun. You know, it's a range gun. You wouldn't want to carry this thing around. You know, if you did, you'd be all right. You just slow and cumbersome getting it out in an emergency. You could be like that guy in the Wild Geese, you know, and Tokarev in one pocket and a hand grenade in the other kind of balances me up, you know. But it's a fine gun for as heavy and ugly as it is. All right, then, that's about the size of it for this installment on 8. I got a new gun to shoot. Like, take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me an old $1 in the Patreon bucks if you want to. Leave me a $1 and a little bit in the GoFundMe if you want to, too. It'd really help me and my family out. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. God bless each and every one of us. And join the NRA. I mean, I'm not going to be here probably next year. But, you know, they're out there scheming. Just because we've got control of the House and we've got control of the Senate and we've got control of the White House, you know, and there's no new gun control while that is in place. That doesn't mean they ain't out there scheming. I mean, they're just out there scheming, trying to figure out how they're going to get by this or do that, or, you know, make this hard there or do that there, or, you know, they're just whittling your Second Amendment rights down is what they're doing. And the NRA is, dude, you'd have been disarmed in 1965 if it hadn't been. Johnson was going to sign a bill, you know, and the NRA went to him and said, you know, we've got this base, you know, of voters, and they're going to vote you out of office if you sign that. And, you know, he didn't sign it. You would have been disarmed completely, you know, in 1965 if it hadn't been for that. And that was the NRA. All right, then. We'll see y'all when we see you. Love your neighbor, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye now. Get away, cinematography right there.